Welcome, dear viewers, to CouchWarrior TV on YouTube. I am the CouchWarrior, and you are watching Arcana, a Skyrim Let's Play. Well, welcome back to our story. This is Chapter 4, Part 10, Son of Sithis. If you remember from our last episode, we took care of some personal stuff in CRU-h, sold a few things, made some equipment, improved some weaponry, helped out some citizens, talked to the Jarl, and even rescued a hunter on our way out of town. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Gotta run, gotta run, gotta run. This is not good. This is not good. I don't think I can outrun a saber cat. Look at it. He's just missing me. He's not doing any damage yet. It's just a matter of time. Where is he? What? Oh, he's way over there. Oh, man. Here he comes. Here he comes. Gonna make these count. One. Holy crap. Holy crap. One more shot on him and he's done. But as soon as I turn around, it's going to be bad. Oh, ow. Oh, whew. Look at that. Who is that? Who is that? That was creepy. Where did she go? Where is she? Hold on. Let's point over there. Right there? Yeah, look at that. You can see the spells in her hands. That is a vampire. There she goes. You cannot hide from me. I am beginning to like vampires less and less. After what happened in Whiterun, there she is. Oh, she moved. It's got to be unusual, right? To see a lone vampire just kind of wandering alone like that, and especially one that seems, I don't know, scared of us. That's interesting. Very crazy. So here we are, entering the Reach. And interestingly enough, the domain of the Reachmen, or the Madmen of the Reach, or the Witchmen of the Reach, or the Forsworn, if you will. There's a wolf. Let's clear the roadway for ourselves if we can. I think I'm falling short here. Going over? I think I need a better spot. So, according to lore, the Witchmen of the Reach, or the Forsworn, are a tribal group primarily made up of Bretons, or at least originally formed primarily by Bretons. So these are actually Fleet's kinsmen. My guess is that people like Fleet's father, who are from sort of the noble set of Breton society, would look Oh, there we go. Finally. would probably look at the Reachmen with disdain because they are tribal, because they are primitive. They've kind of left behind all the trappings of what would be modern or civilized society, and they've chosen to live in this primitive way. Fleet's exposure to the Reachmen probably would have been during the course of conversation with his father, or overhearing conversations between his father and other noblemen, people with political clout. My personal feeling is that Fleet might actually find this faction of people who are also his kinsmen to be intriguing. Like, he might be curious about them. Why do they live the way they do? What is it that they are fighting for? What is it that's important to them? What are they like in their natural habitat, for example? So I do not believe that Fleet is going to feel that the Reachmen are necessarily individuals to be killed. I think he thinks that they are individuals who need to be understood, and he would appreciate that. Not because he's a compassionate person or anything like that, but I think he would be intrigued by their way of living and their particular brand of mysticism. Where his father comes from a school of magic that is really about formalized magic in the mage college sense, where it's about book learning, it's about study, it's about experimentation. The Reachmen represent a different philosophy on magic entirely, one that's really focused on ritual and mysticism and elements of nature and so forth. It's actually interesting because this is a way for Fleet to embrace the magic that he loathed so much as a child, his father's magic. Oh, here we go. It's a way for him to expose himself to a different type of magic that's the exact opposite, or the polar opposite of what his father would have studied and cared about. So in that way, it's an interesting way of explaining Fleet's growing obsession with magic and the power of magic, while still putting a thumb in the eye of his father and everything his father stands for. Why am I even talking about this? Well, this is Fleet's first time really wandering across the Reach, and this is the home territory of the Witchmen. And as you well know, if you have followed some of the storyline in Markarth, the Forsworn become a rather important part of the story based in that city. Who are these guys? I think these are Vigilants. I'm not going to open fire on Vigilance. There's no reason to. But I am going to sneak around them. There's no value at all in exposing myself to them. So, let's go here. Level up. I've got that nice round 200 magicka. I think I'm content to stick with that for a while, so we're going to invest in stamina for a little bit. Maybe some health. It would be nice to get to a nice round 200 in health as well, but stamina is where I'm really finding value at this point. So what perk selection do we go with? Look at this. We're finally to a point here at 71 archery where we can get that quick shot, so I'm going to grab that. I'm still banking that last one. I'm not exactly sure what for. I've been banking that for a while, so at some point I'm going to have to spend it. I've only strayed from my perk plan once thus far, and that was in the purchase of a smithing perk in steel smithing. just because I felt like I needed to be able to improve the damage I was doing with my weapons. Now that one perk spent in steelsmithing combined with this weapon that I like, I think gives me all the tools I really need for, you know, my assassination capabilities with a blade, at least for now. When I can, I will probably invest more points in one-handed, but at the rate I'm going here with my heavy use of the bow, I'm not going to be acquiring tons of levels in one-handed this way. Plus, I'm also using the Thief Guardian Stone, so I'm not really benefiting in a significant way from any combat that I'm doing with that dagger. So I'm fairly certain that at some point here I'm going to have to get serious about training in the one-handed if I want to acquire too many more perks in that area. I would like to improve my damage continually if I can, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. So let's talk about the Reachman. As I was saying, the Forsworn or the Reachman factor fairly significantly into the storyline that takes place in the city of Markarth. So there's a good chance that we're going to be encountering some of them in the not too distant future. I don't know if it'll be this time around, simply because we've got a job to do here. It's a fairly serious job. It's a paying contract, and we really, this is our first really official contract passed down to us by the speaker. So we need to be pretty serious about getting this one done and getting it done well. But I think that there is going to be time for us to spend in Markarth looking around. And I think that given his interest in the whole spiritual side of what he's doing and the way mysticism sort of folds into that idea, that he would be intrigued by the Forsworn. He'd be intrigued by the Reachmen, their way of living, and would want to know more about it, as opposed to just a knee-jerk reaction to destroy them. And the fact that they are, many of them, a large portion of them are actually Bretons as well, I think would give him sort of an additional affinity to that group. So I think that is going to play into how we react to the Forsworn when we encounter them in certain parts of our quest. Don't get me wrong, they're still extremely dangerous. There's no doubt we will be attacked by them continually, and when those times come, we will eliminate them with extreme prejudice. But in those occasions where we have an opportunity to interact with them, this opinion that he has, or this feeling he has, I think will influence the way he interacts with them. Okay, check out this guy. Oh, he's onto us somehow. We'll tuck ourselves behind this tree. I'm not sure if he heard us.
Someone there? Mine's playing tricks on me.
It's a crafty Argonian. Alright. Just going to observe him for a minute and see if he walks back our direction. If not, we're going to come back his way. It was interesting that we weren't that close to him, and he somehow... He even had his back to us, and somehow he was alerted to something going on. I'm just wondering if the same thing's going to happen if I approach him this way. So we're going to hug this rock and ease up out of the water here and try to get behind him. Okay, he's got his back turned now. Alright, that did it. Yeah, that was kind of awkward positioning there inside the tree, but got the job done. We got a few things. Alright. You know, maybe I should dispose of that body. It's right by the road. Can't seem to move him for some reason. Try to pick him up, but I can't move him. Are Argonians more dense than the rest of us? Is he too heavy? Is he stuck? What? Come on! I can't pick him up. Damn, I was gonna slide him down into the river there, but nope. SEL-h. Off we go. We have to be getting close to Markarth. I want to pick up the pace here if I can, a little bit. Without hopefully putting myself at risk. We'll let the goat run interference for us. I always pause by the bridges. It's just habit. Take a good look around before I venture across. You know, I think the spookiest thing about the Reach is just all the giant bluffs and rocky cliffs. There's so many places where a person could be ambushed. There's something comforting about being able to see to the horizon, and when you're in the Reach, you cannot ever see to the horizon unless you climb on top of one of these mountains, but even then you can't see what's on the other side of the next valley or whatever. So it kind of makes a lot of sense when you think about it as a place for the Forsworn to fight their guerrilla war against either the Imperials or the Stormcloaks.
Don't even think about it.
What? I'm not doing anything. So my understanding is that until very recently, Markarth was controlled by the Imperials, and then, let's see, was it the Imperials? No, actually, I believe it was the Forsworn took it from the Imperials, and the Forsworn were controlling it for a long time, and then the Stormcloaks, Ulfric specifically and his Stormcloaks, took it from the Forsworn, and now they hold it. So technically speaking, I believe the Forsworn's little war is against the Stormcloaks. Okay, we are going to sit tight behind this rock and let this guard pass. Look at that camouflage. Look at it. It's like we're part of the rock. It's perfect. Okay, that worked out well. Let's go around the other side of this wall. We'll hug the inside of the wall. Careful to avoid the rake. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for any little bits of cover I can find. My objective is to stay in stealth mode at all times, so the less time I spend out in the open, the less likely I am to be in a situation where I'll be backlit or silhouetted in any way. If I'm up against a rock face and somebody's looking at me, from most angles, I'm going to look like a rock. If I get out in the open, though, and I put myself in a position where there's any space between me and the background, there's a chance that I'm going to be spotted because I'm going to be backlit or something like that. And some of that plays into the game mechanic, and some of it is just role-playing. So that's how I like to think of it. So we are going to sneak into Markarth. It's not really essential for this mission. If I were coming into Markarth to perform an assassination, then definitely I would try to get in and out without being spotted. But in this case, it's just good practice, even though all we're doing at this point is having a meeting. Yowza. That was close. I think I got a little impatient there. Let's go up here and check this out. So, this route in, you have to get a little wet, but it's worth it. So you come up that ramp, then you come down here, and this actually just brings you down to the front gate behind the front guards. So, in we go. Oh.
This pendant
Oh.
would look
Let's do this guy.
Huh? Thought I heard something.
We'll handle things.
Oh
from here.
boy.
The Forsworn are here in the city.
Everyone, stay back. The Markarth city guard have this all under
It was a good,
control.
worthy
There
kill.
are no Forsworn here.
He was after Margaret. Why?
It was a good kill, but it was
Gods. A woman
not
trapped
exactly
right
a
on the
subtle
streets.
entrance to
You all right?
Markarth
See
for the
what
first
happened?
time. I'm going to call ourselves lucky, however. If we can, what we need to do is exit this scene as quickly as we can. You'll notice I backed off into the shadows and tried to get away from the guards to just kind of do what I could to blend in with everybody else, but
You don't have to say sorry to me. I just hope the 8 bring us more
the
peace.
goal at this point is we're going to disappear
Oh, I
from the
think you
scene
dropped
as
this.
soon as we
Sometimes
can.
it's
Luckily,
important.
we've got a mask and a hood on, so hopefully that conceals our identity a little bit in play terms. So at this point, we just need to get off the streets and away from this mess.
Mm-hmm.
Margaret, he killed her. Right in front of me.
You don't talk to anybody. You don't look anybody in the eye. You just move on. So we're going to try to melt into the city here. Well, that was interesting.
The Silverblood Inn has plenty of strong drink and clean rooms.
Klepper, we know you.
If I can't get you something,
We have an
I'm
agreement
sure
for
my
you.
wife will bellow
I
at
have
me
a
until I
purchase
can.
agreement, sir.
Ah, Boley finally got someone out here. Well, it's about time. I've been waiting for weeks. Well, thank you for bringing it, I suppose. Have a good day.
It's just fish, man. Aren't you forgetting something?
What? Oh, how could I have possibly forgotten? Your reward, of course.
Of course.
Of course. Here you are. So sorry about that.
Yeah. Silver ingot.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
All right.
I'll show you to
Yes,
your
please
room.
do.
Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Holy crap. Our client is right in our room already. This is convenient.
Why are you looking at me like that?
The Dark Brotherhood has come.
The Dark Brotherhood. Oh, my goodness, you're really here. The Black Sacrament. It actually worked?
Obviously.
Another drink.
Now tell me what you need.
Porter with Arnleif and Sons
What I
deserves
need?
nothing but the finest.
What I need is for Elaine Dufont to die. I want him hunted down and murdered like the dog he is.
You know Lisbeth can't afford to pay me enough for the finest drinks anyhow.
I wasn't aware that Lisbeth was having trouble.
I
Need
didn't
more to
know
go
it
on.
when we were
Is
with
Arnleif
each
and
other,
Sons
but
not
Elaine is
available?
actually the leader of a band of cutthroats. Bandits.
Blind?
They're holed up in some old dwarven ruin. Raldbathar. It's near Windhelm. They use it as their base. It's where they stage their raids.
Hear that?
I want you to go to that ruin, find Elaine Dufont, and kill him. I don't care about his friends. Do whatever you want with them. But Elaine has to die.
It will be done. Excellent. We can do that.
Excellent. Once Elaine is dead, I'll pay you. In gold. I've saved up a bit. I hope that'll do. But, well, there is one more thing. If you're interested.
I'm listening.
If you can, I want you to kill someone else as well. You don't have to, not as part of our deal, but if you do, I'll pay you even more. It's Nilsine Shattershield in Windhelm. If Nilsine dies too, I'll make it worth your while.
Well, dear viewers, we've reached the end of another episode. Thank you for taking the journey with me, and until next time,
I planned to kill Elaine
may
myself,
all that you
know.
do be swift,
Nilsine too.
quiet, and deadly.
Lost my nerve.
And to all Skyrim assassins,
Even
I
the
salute
special
you.
Poison. Lotus
Silence
extract.
is our battle cry.
Maybe you could use it. Just coat your weapon with it. Then you get the idea. Make them all pay for what they've done to me. Isn't there some business you should be tending to?
You've been watching Aranis Arcana, a Skyrim Let's Play. If you liked this video, please rate, like, and subscribe. For more information on this and other CouchWarrior broadcasts, visit me on the web at www.couchwarrior.tv.